Hey there YouTube, That's here, bringing you two games I played in the Enter the Dragon type Masters Division competition. I'm only bringing you guys two games because I've only played two games and I figured I haven't uploaded a video today, so I figured I might as well bring you some really cool games in this really fun format. My team on the left hand side, you're going to see it in every game. It's going to be Amoonguss, Tracheon, Mega Sceptile, and Rotom. The rules of this tournament are, you have to bring at least one Dragon type Pokemon or a Pokemon that becomes a Dragon type after Mega Evolving. Of course I'm going to pick my Sceptile. And there's also a little bit of a difference between it being standard VGC rules. You can use up to two technically Uber Pokemon or cover legendaries. You see my opponent has a Dialga in his team. You also have to bring four Pokemon, and you have to bring those four Pokemon for the whole competition. So we're just going to start things up and get right into it and see how well I do against Dialga, Talonflame, Alakazam guy. So starting things off, he's going to be issuing a challenge, leading off with Talonflame, Alakazam, two really good Pokemon against my team. Alakazam's fast, Talonflame is really strong, so I'm going to try and counter that with Tracheon and Amoonguss. Pretty much, I'm playing standard VGC here. I mean, these are all Pokemon you've seen me use a million times before. I wanted to use a Kyogre, I just actually never picked one up for the tournament, so sad face, no Kyogre, and to start this battle off, we're going to see Alakazam actually Mega Evolve and trace my Justify, which isn't going to do a whole lot. We're also going to see my Amoonguss Protect. I'd rather not die to either of my opponent's Pokemon. And then we're going to see my Sash Tracheon completely live through this Psyshock. Of course, Focus Sash is a really good item. And be able to fire off a Rock Slide. We also haven't seen Talonflame attack yet, so we have to know that he's not going for a flying type attack. We're actually going to see him proc a Focus Sash of his own, and he tries to overheat my Amoonguss, so really good play from him there. Starting off turn 2, we're going to go for a Rage Powder. I'd like to KO that Talonflame if he goes for a Brave Bird if possible, and he actually does go for the Brave Bird. I don't know who he was originally targeting, but Brave Bird will target my Amoonguss, and I know the way that I'm EV'd, since it's not like a Orbed or Banded Talonflame, I will definitely be able to live that. He's going to go down to the Rocky Helmet. Would have died to the recoil anyways, but then my Amoonguss is still actually going to be alive long enough to eat a Psyshock, so Alakazam is actually going to go down too, which leaves Tracheon completely free to potentially fire off a Rock Slide, which luckily for me hits. I know I've hit 2 Rock Slides this game. This is what crazy luck, right? So we're going to see Alakazam go down, and I'm up one Pokemon going into turn 3 when my opponent sends out Aegislash and Dialga, finally sending out that huge Uber Dragon-type Pokemon. Really good steel board for my opponent here. I decided to go with Sceptile here. Don't really want to reveal Rotom yet. And it's at this point you're going to see, obviously, Mega Evolve. I have to bring a Pokemon that can become a dragon, and I want to be faster later, so I figured I might as well Mega Evolve even if I don't really do anything this turn. And like I said, usually the turn Sceptile Mega Evolves, we're going to see it go for Protect just so it can use its speed next turn. And Tracheon's actually going to fire off a close combat on this Dialga. Remember, Dialga is Steel type, so it is going to be super effective. I pick up the one-hit KO. I was really surprised that I didn't see Choppleberry, considering I know whenever I use Dialga in any format, I tend to use a Choppleberry. So Dialga's going to go down, and Shedinja actually went for a Toxic, which makes me think that it is a Toxic Staller. So Sceptile's just going to go for the Dragon Pulse, no other move to really use here, and then Tracheon's going to win me the game by going for a super big Taunt. So now Aegislash, if it ever goes into attack mode, like we're going to see it go here, stance changing into Blade form, if it decides to KO anything or attack anything, it can't actually King Shield back because it's taunted. So that's one way to always beat Aegislash. The singles way to take out Aegislash, and Tracheon definitely puts the work in to do it. So now we're going to see Rotom come in, and you guys have seen this combo a million times before, going with that Choice Scarf Discharge, proccing my Sceptile's Lightning Rod. We're going for a Discharge on Aegislash. It's not going to pick up the KO. I do get a Para, it's not really going to come into play, but Sceptile is going to be able to KO this guy with a +1 Dragon Pulse. So this game is a great example of how this team works in this format. I looked at the format, and I'm like, oh man, you know, technically my Amoonguss is supposed to be a Kyogre. You know, Tracheon's great for checking Kang. Rotom Sceptile is just pretty decent overall, especially against other Kyogres and stuff like that. But, you know, my team is pretty weak to Fire, pretty weak to Talonflame, but I really like the way this team runs. And, you know, I would totally run this team at potentially a VGC, but we're entering it in this competition, and this is a great example of how my team works in this competition. I personally have a general pretty decent knowledge, I would say, about Uber's stats, you know, speed tiers, move pools. So I'm not ever really going to get caught too off guard by most Uber tech. So I feel that I'm still safe, even though I'm definitely at a disadvantage. So this game was, like I've said it like 6 times probably, great example of how to win a game in this format. The next game is an example of how to lose a game in this format. I know often upload videos of me losing, but this is gonna be like the Primal Groudon Ho-Oh Mega Latias Togekiss battle. Look at this. This guy has like 3 Ubers. Latias used to be an Uber. I always think it will be. But and a Togekiss. So Togekiss is probably one of the best Pokemon in this competition because everyone has to bring a Dragon type. So the Follow Me Togekiss is such a great counter to that. So we're going to see him issue a challenge, lead off with Groudon and Ho-Oh. Oh my goodness, that is so broken. I just had to lead off with the same leads because there's no way I'm bringing Sceptile to this like Fire Nation show. We're going to see Ho-Oh's pressure activate, and then we're going to see Groudon go primal, and there's like literally no stopping this guy. Man, that is quite cool looking. So he gets like a super sunny day, Desolate Lands, and it's gonna extremely harsh sunlight, no water attacks can be used. I think it still powers up the power of fire moves. I decided to go with the Rage Powder, just in case he goes with some type of, I have no idea. There's no other move Amoonguss can really do here. I'm Rock Sliding, but we're just going to see how this works out. I probably, in hindsight, should have went for a Spore, because we're going to see him go for a Precipice Blades. It's going to miss on my Amoonguss. Precipice Blades is kind of like an Earthquake, but it only hits your opponent's Pokemon, so it's like made for doubles. And of course it's going to clock my Sash. Yeah, looking back on this, I really should have went for a Spore, but there's nothing I can really do here. So we're going to see Latios come out here, and he's going to pop a Mega. So one thing to note is you can actually go like Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre, and still Mega. So that's so broken. I mean, that's like I'm using like a regular VGC team against like super Ubers over here, and yeah, I'm going for a Rock Slide. I'm trying to get a flinch. I've hit all my Rock Slides, which is kind of nice, but I'm not going to get a flinch here. He's going to Psychic my Amoonguss, and of course, Amoonguss is not going to live through a Latios Psychic. Not today. Maybe a Psyshock, but not a Psychic. And of course, Precipice Blades is going to come out. That move does look really cool. It's going to hit, and Trakan's going to go down. And right here, I already know that I can't win the game. I mean, I've KO'd his first Pokemon. His Latios isn't super healthy, but I have a Rotom and a Sceptile. And Rotom cannot hit that Groudon at all, because Groudon still is like, he's a ground type, but he gains fire typing when he primal evolves, so there's no way for me to really win here. I decide to Mega Evolve, go into Mega Sceptile, and just see what I can get done. I was gonna try, this is what I was really hoping for. I was hoping for Groudon to not be able to kill my Sceptile, and hoping I would potentially be able to get a kill on that Latios. And I don't even know what I was thinking, because I know that they only have 4 Pokemon, so I knew the Togekiss was coming. I should have just tried to literally nuke the Groudon and ignore the Latios, try to get like a pair with a Discharge. But yeah, we're actually going to see him go for a Dragon Claw, so this guy's team is super prepared for this tournament. I think this is probably going to be one of the best teams of the tournament, like the best cores out of all his Pokemon. There's also like a Ho-Oh in it, so there's like not really that much my team can really do against the Fire Nation bringing 2 Grass types and a Choice Scarf Pokemon that also is a Fire type. So really great battle for my opponent. I wish that I put more thought into my team. Like I said, I really wanted a Kyogre. I think what I could have done if I had Kyogre instead of Amoonguss, I would have played differently, took out the Groudon as soon as possible, and then sent out Kyogre and been able to just win for free. But oh well, you know, you can't win them all, and this is a great example of how you can't win them all. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have fun entering this tournament. I hope you guys are all entered because you have a chance to win, I think, what is it, that Ice Rock long neck Pokemon, like an Amayura or something. So have fun entering this competition. I think the VODs are going to be put up for like really high level battles on the Pokemon GL website. So be sure to check those out. Have fun, and I'll see you guys next time.